do think though, if my family were struggling or at all in danger or at risk, and there was an area of land over there that offered them a better chance, I personally think, for the sake of my family, if my family was struggling, I would try and move my family into that area. And I assume you would do the same. I assume you would, if your family, I've got this wonderful photo of your kids and your wife, where if America went to catastrophe and Mexico was doing great, would you not try and get into Mexico even if it wasn't, you didn't have a visa?
I don't think I would. I mean, I can understand why some people have to like move. You need to eat, you need to provide for your family. But I think that this is another thing about the immigration thing that is challenging is, you want people to feel a certain rootedness and a certain devotion to their country. One of the things that's very unique about America compared to Europe is there's this poll question that went around when I was a teenager, maybe when I was in my early 20s, and it asked what percentage of young people in that society would die for their country if they had to. Like, I'm not excited about the idea, but would actually do it. In the United States, it was something like 70%. And in all the other Western countries, it was like 20 to 35%. And so, you talk about like, okay, moving to Mexico because there's economic opportunity in a universe where Mexico's flourishing and America's struggling. Get what you're saying, that you want people to move and migrate to the place where they can have a chance of feeding their family. But like, I love this place in a way that is totally independent of the economic opportunities it provides to my children. There's something much deeper, and there's a connection to the places, to the memories, to the folkways. I mean, I drive through Eastern Kentucky, man, and those beautiful rolling hills and even mountains, but they're all mountains that are alight with life because they're, it's not the Rockies. You go to West Virginia. You should do this. It's the most beautiful area, I think, in the world, because you get the mountains and you get the rivers and you get that, but it's also so green and rich with life. I feel an attachment to it that is very, very unique.
But even if your family were at risk, you wouldn't move them into Mexico.
Well, I mean, look, the story of my family, my grandparents, is they came from Eastern Kentucky and moved to Southern Ohio, not exactly that far away. These are two very close areas, but they moved away, even though they didn't want to, because of economic opportunity to provide for their families. So I certainly empathize with that. I mean, yeah, if somebody showed up, I mean, like, I'm the vice president, I have a Secret Service detail. It's hard to put myself in this perspective right now, but if like somebody showed up to my home in Cincinnati and pointed a gun at my head and said, you have to leave or we're going to kill your children, I'd leave, right? But yeah, I think most migration decisions are not actually that
extreme,
consequential and extreme.